Hey,
What?
hey,
Were we recording?
there's no Jean Michel, and there's something in front of my face.
Right, because I don't know what you can do with that.
In front of my face.
Did you hear my song?
That's a pretty good song. It's got
I'm very
talented. Kind of a bluesy rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, I bet we must have an interview.
We must have an interview. What you thought? Travis got a new microphone.
I got a new microphone.
You got a new microphone?
Hopefully I sound
good. Is
good.
Doing the interest music now? The answer is no. We have a special guest. They're very excited. It's always good when we get the big boys on here.
Man, it is. It's good to get the big, tough guys. And we got a defensive lineman today, Clint.
Yeah.
Mr. Cam Ball, defensive lineman for the Razorbacks. He had a good year last year. He's a redshirt freshman. Did a great job playing the middle, and he's going to be looked at to be kind of a leader on that front.
Yeah.
This year, and man, he's just a fun guy to talk to, dude.
Yeah. Just great. You look forward to having, because what we really want to do, we want to come across as a conversation.
Yeah.
And let them feel like, hey, you're just having a talk with two guys.
Yeah.
And it's such a great conversation. We talk all kinds of things.
Yeah. And he's a guy that has fallen in love with Arkansas. Yeah. And he's very honest with us, tells us, what he's liked about Arkansas and everything else. And how things are kind of different now with some new coaches and things like that. So, folks, spring practice is about to start. So, basketball, SEC tournaments coming up. Things haven't been going so well with basketball, I know. So, we decided to do a little football this week. Let's talk some football. So, Mr. Cam Ball.
Everybody enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Because it's good.
1, 2, 3, 4. You've ever seen a lame man walk? Ever heard a dumb man talk? Never seen a blind man see? I promise you will change his name. You ever seen a cancer dead? Ever seen all the poor get fed? Ever seen a prisoner set free? I promise you will change his name. Changes me, Lord, changes Can you hear me now? Church, can you hear me now? Ever seen a broken heart made whole? Ever seen an orphan find a home? Ever seen the weak find the strength? I promise you will change his name. Ever seen the sick get healed?
Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your boy, Bigger T, and it's time for the Big C and Bigger T podcast coming at you once again. I'm your boy, Bigger T. I got my boy, Big C, but we don't care about him right now because down below us, if you're looking on the screen, we got the man in the middle, the guy holding it down, stopping up the gap so running backs don't run through. And he's chasing down quarterbacks so he can put some A1 sauce on them and eat them up. My man, Cam Ball, number 5 for the Razorbacks. How you doing, Cam?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Man, doing good. Just getting out of practice today, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all starting spring practice. We're recording this on Monday evening, so you were starting spring practice on Thursday. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. This coming Thursday, we're starting practice 1.
Well, what's your off season been like? How's off season been going?
Mainly, man, just a whole lot of lifting weights and running. We'll mainly lift weights every day and then run every other day. But now we're starting to lift and run. Since it's getting closer to that time, and it's about time to put the pads back on. So we're trying to get in the best shape we can be in.
Now, we all start out Thursday. It'll just be probably helmets.
Yeah, I think it's just helmets come Thursday,
and then you'll gradually work into getting pads on.
Right. Yes, sir.
Now, how's it been? I know there's been a lot of changes around the building there for y'all, and around, with some different coaches and things like that. But one of the big changes, of course, for the whole team was Walker is gone. Clint had a man crush on him, by the way.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't Cam. It wasn't healthy. It's probably best he was gone from there.
It's best that he's gone now. But
he got a restraining order against me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll stop.
But now new strength and conditioning coach.
Mm-hmm.
What's that transition been like?
Man, they kind of got similarities when it comes to lifts. I'm not going to say one strength coach is better than, but I can't say I do enjoy Coach Souders a little bit more. Just overall, like the type of person he is. At one point in time, they was both at Georgia, together on the same staff. So it's kind of similar workouts, but these workouts hit a little different, man. I don't know what it is. They just say something. I guess because it's like something I'm used to or what. But I think I'm starting to get a little, getting that little fat pack off, man. So
there you go.
Yeah, it's been good with him, man.
Well, that's sometimes. I know. Believe it or not, I know it don't look like it now, but I used to be into working out. Back in the day, you hit something called a plateau. In order to hit a plateau,
you didn't hit a plateau. You hit some mashed potatoes.
That's true. Very true. But when you hit a plateau, in order to get past the plateau, you need to change your workout up a little bit.
Right.
And so that probably is, sometimes good, which I'm sure Walker worked that into some of y'all's workouts anyway. I'm sure, and as this new coach is there, he's going to work that into some of it. But so I'm sure that some of those changes are probably, affecting your body and making it, kind of new and good. So that's cool. So the team seems to be responding well to him.
Yes, you can tell, like, because it's a standard that sets. So like every night that he texts us before workouts is 2023 SEC champions. That's all like this new staff is preaching about. Finishing the season in Atlanta. Because the workouts we go through, they're very tough. But just like he said today, he never seen a tough person not go through a tough workout. So the whole mindset of everybody in the locker room is just, you can tell like the momentum is shifted. We got all the keys now, man, and I really think we're going to do something big this year.
That's great, man. As fans, we love to hear that for sure. Now tell us a little bit, Cam, about you growing up. Where'd you grow up at?
And I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia, man.
Atlanta? In the city or outside the city or what?
So probably about 10, 15 minutes away from the city. So kind of like East Point and Old National. So if people are familiar with Atlanta, they know like that's right there. That's probably like less than 20 minutes from the city.
Okay. Yeah, so you probably found yourself on a lot of Friday nights, Saturday nights out in Atlanta.
Well, honestly, not really, because I tried to separate myself as I started getting noticed in high school, to put in extra work and all this, because some of the same guys that I kicked it with, they probably not doing really nothing right now, and I had bigger dreams. I had to sacrifice a lot of things to be who I am today, whether it was parties and also it's a lot of jealous and envious people where you're from, and it's just crazy down there, man. So even the time when I have the chance to go home, like Arkansas is my new home. So I go home, I go to Atlanta for like 2-3 days. I'm like, man, I'm ready to go back to Arkansas, man. So I don't even stay there that long.
Yeah.
I get that. Go ahead, Travis.
Well, that's something a lot of people don't think about, Cam. I think, that guys like you that come from somewhere and you make something of yourself. Right. A lot of times back home where you're coming from, the people that know you the best, sometimes they're the hardest for you to deal with. And sometimes they're the ones that want to keep you from achieving those goals. They're the ones that may keep, or you've seen it for other people, maybe from your community.
Yeah.
That they keep them from getting those goals.
All the time. And then, another thing too, like I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It all comes with maturity. I know like my freshman year, like any opportunity I got to go home, I went and I stayed for as long as I could. But then you start to realize it's nothing. It's the same stuff back home. It's nothing but the same people, the same stuff. There's nothing but trouble. And I got enough trouble as a child growing up. So I'm proud of myself. My family's proud of myself of where I am now, and I don't want to let anybody down.
That's great. You come from a big family, got brothers and sisters, or?
I have one brother and one sister. I'm the baby.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, what all positions did you play in high school? Because obviously you were an interior defensive lineman. Did you find yourself on the offensive line too in high school, or
so actually, like if y'all can look this up if you want to, I was ranked higher as an offensive lineman than a defensive lineman. I had 42 offers coming out of high school, and majority of those was for not defensive line, for offensive line. I didn't really start playing defensive line for real. I mean, I played it growing up, but like the high school I went to, we was low in numbers, so I had to play both ways. I barely came off the field. So around my junior year is when I actually started playing defensive line. And I guess what coaches seen in me was just the versatility and, my athleticism. So I played growing up. I played quarterback. I played tight end. In high school, I did do a lot of kicking. I threw a touchdown pass in high school from
nice.
a fake punt. So I played really basically every position other than safety.
So Cam, right here is where Travis is going to tell you he was also a kicker in high school.
Okay.
He kicked like I think it was a 19-yard field goal, but he's got it out to like 28 yards now.
It was a 23-yard field goal. 23. The only time I kicked extra points, but my coach did call me in for a field goal one time, and he grabbed my face mask and he said, "Are you going to make this?" And I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "If you don't, I'm going to kill you." And I believed him. And I barely made it, but I made it. So,
but you made it. That's not it matters.
But I still think I probably set a record for the biggest kicker in the state of Arkansas. But there's nothing official on that.
So now, how far down on the list are you as like emergency punter or kicker
for the university?
Yeah, for the University of Arkansas. How many people would have to get hurt before you think you would get your shot?
I'll say a good. Well, they don't really know I can kick.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah.
If it comes down to it, I'll let them know, and I'll say probably it got to be like at least 10 guys ahead of me. Not even know.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. It makes.
I'm not gonna say that because it's like how many kickers we got? I think we got like 5 specialists. So I'll say right around 7. Yeah, I'll be realistic, right around 7.
Okay, yeah.
Now, when we had Reed on here, we did talk, say that he needed to remind people that he had a better passing percentage than KJ does. Because he had that jump pass 1-for-1 for a touchdown. So hey,
it was a little behind.
Well, it was a little behind.
We're gonna credit him that. What I'm saying?
I don't think he could see. I think he just kind of like
Yeah,
he just straight up jumped and chugged it.
It's not bad for a no look pass.
Yeah.
When you do it with your eyes closed,
So which did you prefer? Do you prefer being on the offensive side? I mean, obviously in high school, maybe. Obviously, now that you're in college, you're probably going to say I love defense. But in high school, did you like offense or defense more?
In high school, I say I like offense more. The only reason why, I wanted to wear a single-digit number in high school. I couldn't because I had to play offensive line. So I said, you know what? I got offers to go play defensive line. I feel like I can better attack it in college. So I said I'm gonna go play. I like it better in college. But in high school, man, it was just if y'all find my high school film, man, I enjoyed like just pulling. I played guard, center, and tackle. I enjoyed pulling. I enjoyed pancakes. I enjoyed like little tunnel screens because I get to run out of space and crush the DB, man. It brings back memories, man. But nowadays, if I see a D lineman like me, whew,
So, well, Clint and I, of course, we were offensive linemen, but I don't know about Clint, but I know for me, I always wanted to play defense.
Yeah.
But we had a coach come in. When did Coach Smith come in? 10th grade?
I think, yeah, 10th grade.
Something like that. And he made playing offensive line more fun. Mm-hmm. He made it more aggressive and he made it, more exciting to get big blocks, I guess you could say. And he just changed the attitude of it. And I started really enjoying playing offense under him, but I think that attitude change. And that's what, a lot of kids nowadays, they always want to play defense because they want to tackle. They want, you talk
they
to
want they want to be tackled. They want their name and number to be called after a play. But I can't say I did get like, it was fun and exciting when they'll be like in the huddle or something in high school, like just run behind Cam, or I'll tell them, I'm like, yeah, run to my side all day, and we'll get success out of it. So
now, in your recruiting process, I was looking at the list of teams that recruited you, and it was Georgia Tech, Boston College, Duke. So, Cam, that tells me you had some pretty good grades, man.
Yeah, I had, coming out of high school, I had like a 3.2, 3.3 GPA. But I knew that not necessarily the work would be hard at those institutions. It was just like I thought about having a social life in football and then schoolwork. I got friends that goes to those type of institutions, and they tell me that it's not that hard. But everybody's struggles is different. So,
so what made and I was just gonna say, good when those kind of schools are looking at you, that shows you're a good student. It shows you that you got some they believe in you intellectually too, because they don't go after guys that are just there to just play football. They go after guys that are there for the actually be student athletes. Okay,
right.
And so what made Arkansas appealing to you?
From an academic standpoint, they did have my major. So my major was first physical education. I just wanted to follow in the footsteps of my father, but he wasn't really a PE teacher. He coached, and because he's a teacher now, but he coached. Excuse me. He was a social studies teacher, and growing up, I enjoyed social studies a lot. But I changed my major to communications with a minor in food science because I love to cook and I want to be a chef. So that's what I plan on doing with the degree now. So
I'm excited you said that, because I had a man crush on Coach Walker. My second man crush, Gordon Ramsay. So maybe we'll see you on, if the NFL don't work out, maybe we'll see you on Hell's Kitchen.
Some.
Well, hey, do you know who you ever watch the Food Network?
Sometimes, yeah, like Chopped and stuff like that.
Okay, do you know who Eddie Jackson is?
I've heard of that name before.
He's he does like what's that? He does a barbecue show with Bobby Flay.
Guy Fieri.
He's on some of guys' shows. Anyway, he played for the Razorbacks. He was a cornerback when Houston Nutt was the coach. And then he played for Carolina Panthers and some other folks, and then he ended up winning like Food Network star or something like that, and so now he's a regular chef on Food Network or whatever. So you could be the second Razorback to follow in his footsteps, man.
Man, I tell you, I can binge watch Barbecue Pitmasters all day.
Dude,
one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites.
In the same
shows,
episodes, man. I can watch the same one. Like I've seen them before. One. I know. I'm gonna put this rub on here. It's gonna be sweet with a little bit of heat.
See, I'll be like on the YouTube, and I'll start looking at barbecue stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll get on a deep dive, and me and Ann, next thing you know, there's so much crap I make right now that I just accidentally discovered on the internet.
So when it comes to YouTube, it's this guy that I've been subscribed to since I was in the 6th grade, that he really got me into cooking. And I want to get more into hunting because, I'm from the city. Well, I'm not really used to that. I've been duck hunting once. But it's a guy on YouTube named Robert Arrington, Deer Meat for Dinner. He has caught, catch, clean, and cook about almost any animal that you can name. Any type of fish, anything in the water, all of it.
Well, dude, you're in the right state to do that. I mean,
no, I just gotta have time, man. I've been so busy.
You need to find some of them Arkansas boys on your team, Because I know some of I live down here in South Arkansas. I know some of them have a hunting cabin down here somewhere.
They got
There's a lot of deer hunting down. There's a lot of whitetail deer down here, and I
deer season just ended, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you can shoot with a bow. You can shoot with a bow.
The bow just ended. Yeah, the bow just ended because the deer have dropped their antlers now. They started dropping their antlers and regrowing them and all that kind of stuff. But
okay,
yeah, if you're a little bit busy, you'll have to get it, between bow practice this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say
when you're getting ready for the playoffs, sneak away, kill you a deer.
That's right.
Tell them Big C, Bigger T said it's okay.
That's right. That's the only problem. Deer season's during football season, so it's kind of tough to get away.
Yeah, because when we were me and Travis, of course, played together on Friday nights. You get a lot of, and I'm not a hunter. As Southern as this voice is, I don't hunt or fish either one. But yeah, I remember just Saturday mornings, all the guys would be going out deer hunting.
Oh, I was every Friday, Saturday. Well, who recruited you to Arkansas? Who was the main coach?
So it was 3. Coach Pittman. I don't know if you guys remember. I forgot his first name, but Coach LeBlanc.
He was the defensive line coach.
Mm-hmm. And Coach Smith, running back coach.
Now now Coach Smith, he's been in on lots of key players. He's a good recruiter, isn't he?
So Coach Smith was living in Atlanta at one point, and coaching. Very known when it comes to winning at the school that Jaden Hazelwood went to and Rashad DeBean. He had got the job at Georgia State, and he offered me at Georgia State. And he was at Georgia State for, I want to say, some months on up. And then he had went to Arkansas. And he was still recruiting me in, still coming to see me and stuff like that. And, my recruitment was during COVID. So I've never been to the state of Arkansas. To be honest, I knew about the U of A, but that was through the Netflix little movie Greater about Brandon Burlsworth.
Oh, really?
So I didn't really know a lot of information. But when he got up here, and then Coach Pittman was about to offer me a scholarship at Georgia, and then he took the job up here. Then I said, I can see myself playing there because I do want to get outside the state. It is SEC, and Coach Pittman is a pretty damn good coach. So I said I can see myself playing up under him. And he had told me, Coach Pittman did tell me, because he was going to offer me for offensive line at Georgia. This is the crazy part. He asked me, he said, what do you want to play? I don't care if you play O-line or D-line here. We just want you here. I said, I'm going to play D-line there. And here we are.
Yeah. Cool deal. So what's been since you were recruited during COVID, what's been like the pleasant surprise about Fayetteville, about U of A? What's been some of the things that you just kind of, not that you didn't expect, but, just kind of like, man, this is really the cool part about moving here. This is what I really like about this place.
Man, I'll say the people and the fans, man, it's just like it's a loving environment because, Arkansas Razorbacks is the only thing that's in the whole state of Arkansas. So it's like everybody when you have a whole state rooting for you, like in Georgia, it's broken up into all these different universities. But when you got a whole state of people just rooting for you and showing you love nonstop, it's just amazing sometimes, man. I'm just like, wow, that I can't believe I'm in this position.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you got a new position coach, and this is a position. Defensive line coaches, y'all ran through them at Arkansas.
I didn't get a chance to experience Coach LeBlanc, but after I had signed, he was with me during the whole recruitment. After I had signed, about 3-4 weeks after I signed, he was let go, and I was losing my mind because I was just like, "Whoa, hold on! Like, what's going on? Do I need to get out of my letter of intent?" But I'm really used to change because high school I had 4 head coaches in 4 years.
Oh wow!
I was used to change, and then Coach Ashley had came in, and I ain't really gonna speak on too much about him, but the change was better. coach we got now. That's my dog right there, Coach Adams.
So things going good.
I know what that feels like because I played offensive line at Arkansas Tech. Now, playing is loosely defined there. I was on the team. I got to warm up.
He was the best third string center they've ever seen.
Yeah, I would have given you fits, Cam. Fits.
You would have.
No, I can't back that one up. But no, I know if the offensive line coach that was there when I got there, it just whatever reason, it just didn't jive sometimes. Yeah. And then sometimes you get a new coach in, Coach Mullins. Still to this day, I'm 46 years old. I consider him a mentor because it just sometimes just personalities or whatever. A new coach can make all the difference in the world and get more out of you as a player.
Right.
And then, of course, y'all have a new D coordinator, Coach Williams. Mm-hmm. Tell us about him. What kind of differences do you see with him compared to? I know you have a lot of respect for Coach Odom. Okay, so, but tell us what you see with Coach Williams. And I know there's a little history with you and Coach Williams in there.
Right. So, with Coach Williams, he was recruiting me at what school he was at Auburn. Mm-hmm. And he was real. He went to Auburn with a guy that I know that went to my high school. He played running back at Auburn. I don't know if you guys know him. His name was Tristan Davis. He played in the NFL for a little bit.
I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah. He not helped raise me, but like from a workout standpoint, he was working me out as a kid. But he was recruiting me at Auburn, and I think when I had got the offer from UCF, he was there as well. I had got the offer from them. But honestly, man, it's you can tell when I tell you like the whole momentum and environment of everything and every little crack, we're being held accountable for like the little smallest details. And the biggest change for me, I'm not throwing no salt or no shade on Coach Odom because Coach Odom he's a damn good coach. You know what I'm saying? I still love him to death. I'm thankful for everything he's done and gave me the opportunity. But that 3-down lineman, man, there's no we ain't got to really worry about that no more. So,
ain't no room for you to do much, is there?
So I was gonna ask. I mean, obviously you haven't practiced, but obviously they've kind of got y'all ready for what's coming. Mm-hmm. What can you say about how the defense is going to look different? How maybe y'all line up different? What do you think is going to be different for us, the fans, to see and what?
Let's see what I can leak.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, we're not asking for inside information, but something we may see at the spring game or something like that.
I can tell you what, the defense is going to be a lot more aggressive. Like when it comes to play style and everything, we're a very more aggressive defense. Mm-hmm. 3-man front, I'm not going to say it's out the window, but it's less of it, because I feel like if I say this, I'm throwing salt on Coach Odom, but we can't really rush the quarterback for real, with 3 linemen on the field. So,
well, and just so everybody understands, in a 3-man front, your job is pretty much to take on blockers.
Yeah.
Your job is to fill a gap and fill a space so that someone else can either rush the passer or make the tackle, especially for the interior guys. That's all you do. I mean, those 3 linemen, that's what all you're doing is taking on 350-pound dudes.
And it gets old, doesn't it?
Every play. And then like now it gets depressing, not depressing, but it gets like down. You get down on yourself because it's like you're really not in position to make plays for real. Mm. You know what I'm saying? You're helping the back end people and stuff of that nature, which I have no problem with because I did it last season and I think I did a pretty good job at it. I mean,
yeah.
But it's
you
like
took it out on that one-legged Cincinnati kid. Don't lie.
I knew y'all was gonna bring that up.
How could we not bring that?
I didn't mean to do that, bro. I tell you, I was so tired. I didn't even see him. I was dog tired, and I was looking at the sideline trying to get the next play, and then I just felt somebody running to me. Like I didn't know he was hopping, so I just said, like, man, move, get off me. And then I get on Twitter after the game. And all I see is F number 5, he's a hole, and this. And I'm like, wow, the fact that they really caught that on TV. But
Yeah.
then, Bumper wasn't taking no heat because if you watch the whole video, Bumper was pulling him up by his back plate. And I'm just like, everybody taking hit out on me. And I'm talking about, I'm on ESPN, House of Highlights, I'm everywhere. I'm just like, man. So, my parents told me, like, all publicity, what I'm saying, is good publicity. So
Yeah.
my social media went up a little bit. And then I started taking on the role of being a
obviously,
villain.
everybody calling you a-hole were not on Razorback fan sites because they took it way different.
That's right.
Well, I tell you this, no, because it was some Razorback fans that was turning on me, but the most heat, for some reason I was getting from was Missouri fans, and I'm just like, y'all just can't keep us out of y'all mouths, man. Like,
well, Missouri fans are idiots. I mean, that's just plain and simple. I'll say that. You don't have to say that.
Yeah. I went to the Missouri game. If I would describe their fans, it'd be mid.
Yeah. Well, and fans, I mean, fans can be idiots sometimes too.
right.
We get emotional and we think how you're doing on the field, we take it personal. Y'all are the ones putting in the work. Y'all are the ones that when you lose, you're the ones that hurt. You didn't hurt us. Y'all are the ones that went out there, worked your butt off and, didn't get a win, or got the win. You're the ones that deserve it, and we think somehow you hurt our feelings. Who are we, but that's just fandom. That's just the way fans are. Everybody's selfish or whatever. We're stupid. So
right.
We'll get over it.
So,
but yeah,
go ahead, Travis.
Going to the 4-4 or the 4-man front, I think for sure is going to free y'all up. I think it's going to free up. I think it's going to free up the talented defensive ends y'all have too.
And we got a lot of new talent at defense, man.
Tell us about those two. Was it is it Jeff Coat and Morgan?
Morgan, yeah. So we got we call him Tree from Missouri. We get on him all the time about where he came from, man. It's just be so funny. Because at the same point in time, like I want to say, it was my freshman year when Trey Williams and Markel Utzi came in.
Yeah.
We still give them little cracking jokes, but seriously, both of them. When I tell you, both of them, they both looked the part. Definitely, nice and what I'm saying, cocky, and they big, man, and you can tell that John Morgan is a SEC caliber type defensive end, and when it comes to Tree, I didn't know this, but Tree was I think he was all SEC at one point in time, and so we got a lot of weapons, man, and still got Landon Jackson, Zach Williams, and Jashad Stewart. We're pretty loaded, man. And on the inside, we got my boy Tarian Carter back, man, and Eric Gregory. So it's going to be a good year, man. I tell you.
Yeah, I think that's going to be, that front is going to be a strength of the team. Mm-hmm. It definitely looks like it.
And especially now that you're going to be freed up to make more plays.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're lined up in the zero technique and I'm the center, I'm not too worried about you, because no matter how much more talented you are than me, and trust me in my prime, you in your prime, there's a gigantic talent gap. Gigantic. But I know I got two other guys that can bail me out if you just destroy me. So I mean, it just and that's just so you're going to be freed up really to see what you can do as a defensive tackle so much more. Mm-hmm. Be able to showcase your ability. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And then those young linebackers, we're going to miss Bump, we're going to miss those guys, but there's, Pooh and them, they're athletic.
We got a lot of young talent. I wouldn't necessarily call Pooh young anymore.
No,
Mr. All-American, and
yeah,
man, we stacked up, and then we got another guy from Atlanta, Antonio Greer from USL.
Yeah.
He's a great addition. I played against him in high school, man, and I think he was a senior and I was a freshman. This is why I was playing O-line, because I've been starting on varsity since a freshman. And I just remember coming out the tunnel because it was their homecoming. This is when he was wearing number 5. So the first person I see come out their banner is this big old. I'm talking my kid looked like he did not belong in high school. And he had a neck pad on and a full cage. I'm like, I didn't even know people still wear those. It was intimidating, man. I can tell you that in freshman year. But no, me and we are real cool, real close. And I love his work ethic. He works very hard. You can tell.
Now, where'd he transfer from?
Central Florida, USF. Is that's
yeah? He transferred from South Florida.
Gotcha.
South Florida, yeah, not
South Florida. Yeah.
South Florida.
Gotcha. That's what I thought. Okay. Well, good deal, man. That's good to hear. And then, of course, they're still going to go out and maybe get some transfers in the portal. After spring practice. There'll be some more people enter that. Or I guess once it that opens back up or whatever.
Right.
But the teams, who are some guys on the offense? Like who are some linemen on the offensive line that you would say?
You go get some of them offensive linemen in the interior that we may not have seen yet. Who's some of them young guys that are kind of sitting back that haven't got? Because at the Liberty Bowl you saw Harris.
Yeah,
I mean, his number got called. In the moment wasn't too big for him. If that happens, the quarterback, running back goes down, everybody notices.
Yeah.
Right guard goes down. Not everybody notices, but it makes a big difference, and he held his own. So
he held his own. He held his own. I can say who the young guys that give me a run for my money every day is between him and big old Patrick Cootis.
Heard a lot of talk about him.
Yeah, big PK. He's enormous to be as young as he is. Those two guys. He's not really young, but he hasn't really got the opportunity to play yet. Big Devin Manuel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who else, man? Who else?
Yeah, I saw he got some time to live at left tackle in one of the
Auburn.
games.
It was Auburn. Yeah, him. And then I'll say like Josh Street. I don't know if you guys know Josh Street, but yeah, Josh Street.
What's funny? Isn't Josh? I think Josh Street is either from Danville or Bentonville.
He's from Bentonville.
Bentonville, because his high school coach DJ Crane, me and him were roommates in college for one semester, and then we realized it's best that we're just friends and not roommates.
I feel that, man.
Now, growing up in Atlanta, were you a Ravens fan, or who'd you root for NFL wise?
Maybe Falcons. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Falcons. Sorry, Falcons.
Oh, a Packer fan.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the transfer portal opened up, and a lot of guys hopped in it, and obviously that come. You might have crossed your mind. Did you have to go on a darkness retreat?
not a darkness retreat, but it was a point in time where I did feel like that I was being underused. And I just thought to myself, maybe this is not where I need to be, or, what I'm saying, I need to explore other opportunities. But I thought of myself in high school when I had the opportunity, I had a full ride to go play at IMG Academy. And because I was probably like one of the best people in the county, if not the best, like lineman. My freshman year of high school, we went 3-7. My sophomore year, we went 1-9. My junior year, we went 0-10. And my senior year, we went 4-5. And through it all, I always told myself, stick it out. We're gonna win in college, or good things comes to those who wait. So when I stuck it out through those tough times, I ended up getting multiple accolades. I ended up getting 42 offers. I ended up being top 20 in the state and top 30 in the country. So I just said to myself, I've never been a type of dude to hop around, and I've always fought and stayed through adversity, and nothing but good things have come my way. And just the love and support that I have gotten from people since I've got here, man, it's hard to turn away from me personally. I don't know about other guys, but it's hard to turn away from this great thing.
No, and I wasn't trying to take a shot at your thing. That was making Aaron Rodgers joke.
No, you good. You good.
Yeah, apparently he was in a hut with no food and
Aaron Rodgers can go ahead.
I don't know. You do you. I don't care.
He can go ahead. I ain't gonna lie. The performance that he had this past season, he can go ahead, go to the Jets or something, man.
Yeah.
He can take his mushrooms
you ready
and
to
go
see
home.
what Jordan Love can do? Is that what you ready to see what he can do?
I am, because if you remember, the story where Aaron Rodgers played out with Brett Favre. He pushed Brett Favre out. So I mean, the little action I seen Jordan Love play, he was doing a pretty good job. So he need to go ahead and push A-Rod out, man. I think it's just that time.
Yeah. Well, is there a guy, like a older player that you look up to that you can kind of model your game after, that someone that you watch their highlights and you say, man, that's someone I want to, you learn moves from, or you learn handwork from, or whatever?
I mean, every G lineman would be like Aaron Donald or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'll say, like, between Jordan Davis and Derek Brown, but when it comes to like older players, I just like how Reggie White played. I have yet to get that little hook move down.
Yeah.
But the way he was just, you can tell, like, his drive and determination every single play, he just gave it his all, man. And I respect that. And I looked at that a lot.
Reggie White had old man strength when he was 21 years old.
Exactly.
old man strength, right? It's like,
yeah, my dad talks about it all the time. He said, I don't care how big you is, boy, I still got it. I said, okay, I ain't gonna
when I was a kid, I'd be working on my truck or something. I'd be a bolt I couldn't get off. And my stepdad would come up there. My stepdad's like 150 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be sitting there working on it, and I'd be twice his size. I couldn't get it off. And he'd come up there and he'd be able to break it loose. And I'd be like, what in the world? What are they? He'd say, old man strength.
Man.
But Reggie White had that old man strength, man. He tossed them linemen around. Yeah, that's a good one to model after for sure.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. Talk about real quick how important hands are as a defensive lineman. Because I think the normal fan doesn't think about how important what you do with your hand. Of course, I'm thinking.
Well, no one looks at the offensive or defensive line and goes, "Oh man, I bet there's a lot of technique that goes into that."
Yeah,
a lot of footwork, a lot of handwork. I mean,
of course, I'm thinking Ricky Bobby here.
Like, I don't. Yeah, I mean. So just how important just technique in general is.
Well, just how important you're just having good technique with your hands as you're going against those old linemen.
Man, I say it's very important, and I didn't learn or figure that out until I got to college. Using your hands, it helps you in a lot of ways other than just getting to the quarterback and getting off blocks. It helps you with injuries. Because, with offensive line, defensive line, it's a whole lot of every play. Versus when you put your hands up, you're stopping all the force and momentum. But it's a big part, and that's something that I have to work on, with my pass rushing skills. Because I think I've shown that I can be pretty dominant in the run game. It's just transitioning over to pass. Mm-hmm. So it's very important. It's when it comes to hands and feet, those are the main two. The main two. If you want to be a successful D lineman or have a long career, you have to have hands and you have to have feet.
Yeah. Well, what kind of you say your communications your major, and then food science is your minor?
That's my minor. Yes, sir.
So what kind of classes are involved in food science minor?
I'm still a sophomore in the classroom until this coming summer. I'll be a junior. So I'm only taking one class that has to do with my minor right now, and that's nutrition and fundamentals. So I'm taking a lot of science classes though.
No, but that is that's a cool class. We all think about cooking and all that, and how to work the knife, and
so once
learning about the nutrition.
So once football's done, whenever that is, what are you thinking you'd like to do? You got any ideas there, or are you still just
I wanted to wanted to be like a social studies teacher or so, because that can lead to coaching, and coaching can open up more bigger doors, so I could just stay around the game whenever I'm done with it. But going into college, changing my major, I really want to open up like my own restaurant or open some restaurants up here in Fayetteville, and just let my family run it. Just be an investment.
Yeah. What kind of food would you serve? Barbecue?
Some barbecue and some soul food, man, and some
soul
hot
food.
wings up here.
Hot wings. What else would be on the soul food menu?
Man, so I'm talking mac and cheese, collard greens, fried chicken, cornbread, and yams. You name it, it's gonna be on the menu, and I'm not gonna bust your head open for a plate either, because you know what I'm saying. That's how you bring in more business.
That's right.
Well, Travis's mouth is watering right now.
It is.
About all that.
I'm a soul food connoisseur, dude.
Yeah, he loves it.
There was a place in we used to Clint still lives close to there in Conway. There was a restaurant called Brother T's Soul Food Cafe, and it was in a church. Like on Sundays they had church there, and during the week they just put tables out in the sanctuary, and they had a serving line at the end of it. And I'm talking everybody in town would come there. I mean, people from all colors, all, socioeconomic status. I mean, you see, construction workers to doctors and lawyers in there. And
right,
he would do like smothered pork chops and meatloaf, black eyed peas, country fries, hot water cornbread, all that stuff.
Yeah,
man.
That's my favorite right there. The hot water cornbread. That's my favorite.
And it was, you could seriously, of course, this was 20 years ago, but you could get the meatloaf was my favorite. His meatloaf was awesome. I'd get meatloaf, black eyed peas, country fries, cornbread, and sweet tea for $5.50.
Wow.
And if you were still hungry, he'd come out there and fill your plate back up.
Yeah. I like that. I like that method.
It was good stuff. And then one of our friends, Wes, me and him were there eating lunch one day, and and another one of our friends that we've been best friends for years. And he's going through the line and he gets the cabbage. They had some cabbage. They had put some cheese on or something and some seasoning and roasted it in the oven or something like that. And I said, man, I've known you for years. I've never seen you eat cabbage. I said, I didn't know you like cabbage. He said, I don't know if I like cabbage. He said, it just looked so good. I had to try it.
Man.
And he ate it. He said it was awesome. But when you go somewhere and you just look at something, you're like, I don't know if I like it, but it looks good. I'm going to eat it. It's good eating. But,
yeah, we all been there before.
So what's the places to go in Fayetteville? If Clint and I were coming up there, where would you take us to eat? What would be the places to go?
Let's see who I can give a little shout out to, man. I'll say Chicken Heads for sure. Chicken Heads got some nice chicken wings. It's not really any soul food places up here, man. That's why I wanna open something up here, man. But if I'm not eating at Chicken Heads, I'll tell you the truth, man. I'm somewhere eating a steak or some barbecue. Right barbecue, most definitely.
Gotcha.
I was going to ask you who's got the best barbecue.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
So what's your go-to order at Wright's Barbecue? If you walked into Wright's, what are you going to order?
I want a 3-meat plate with ribs, brisket, pulled pork. I want either green beans or collard greens, and I want either mac and cheese or potato salad with lemonade and with bold barbecue sauce. Every time you go, I really eat there because that's the only thing I really want, and that's like a $35 meal.
It sounds good though.
Yeah. Oh,
No, I
delicious.
did that. I did that in Austin, Texas. I went to Terry Black's one time, and I just started ordering whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
And
I went to
then
Terry
and then I got the bill. I was like $150 for my plate of barbecue. I was like, okay, here's my debit card. Just hoped it went through.
Now, one of the things that you've been able to be a part of is in your short college career so far is this NIL stuff. And tell us about some of the things you're getting to do with that. I know just recently y'all were doing something with some kids. Was it reading some stories?
I think it was National Reading Day, but a lot of to be honest, I haven't really gotten a lot of NIL opportunities other than rights. That's why I speak so much about rights. I love rights. They take care of me at rights. And who else, man? That's the only place I can really think of. Oh, and Bordino's. There's a little fancy restaurant up here called Bordino's. But other than that, when it comes to like the kids situation, I just enjoy giving back and the smile and looks on the kids' faces, man. So any opportunity I can to go read or just hang out with the little kids, it's a blessing, man. Because I remember that day where those times where I was a kid and I looked up to people. But sometimes it do get a little not aggy, but because every time I go, man, I end up with a cold. So like, I got a cold right now. Yeah. Every time I'm around the little munchkins, man. But it's all worth it. So I'll take a cold every time just to put a smile on their faces.
Oh, cool. To me, that's one of the neatest parts of that is it gives y'all more chances to get out and do. I know we had Brady Tigert on a couple weeks ago, and he had just got through doing a deal where they're doing helping give food out to kids and backpacks across the state for kids that are needing food to take home with them on weekends and stuff like that. And so, just things like that. I saw those, Instagram stuff of y'all, reading and everything. And, to me, that's for those kids, man. When me and Clint were kids, if, we were in Central Arkansas and Razorback players wasn't going to be coming down for that. But man, if they would have, it would have been the highlight of our, of our year to, have y'all come and do something like that and spend time with us. So I know it means a lot to those kids for y'all to get out and do that, man. That's cool stuff. Well, man, so getting ready for the new season, this next schedule is not going to be quite as crazy as what this last couple of years have been, as far as just the degree of difficulty. You have some teams that should be, I mean, you don't want to take any team lightly, of course, but you know what I mean? Like, last year's schedule, you had no breaks. Like, there wasn't any teams that you went into it saying, okay, we should have these taken care of by half. And
we did that with Missouri State, and they had us taken care of by half.
That's right. So, I mean, you can't have that attitude, of course, but next year's schedule, as far as ranking wise, is not the hardest schedule in the country like you have had the last couple of years. Right. And you kind of said something about this earlier, but how do you really feel about this team compared to, you had your red shirt year, you've had last year was your first year playing, right? Full time. And so, how do you feel about the team compared to the last couple of years going into next year?
Man, like it all started with the bowl game, man. We had about 40 players that we took with us to the bowl game, because if it wasn't for people going to the draft or the portal or exhausting their eligibility, it started there. Coach Pitt would always tell us, he said that every reporter would ask him about the people that's leaving. They'll never ask about the people who's still here. And us young guys and stuff, we took that as kind of an offense, because like y'all so busy worried about the people that's no longer with the program versus the people that's here and that wants to play and that wants to give it their all day in and day out. And when a majority of the transfers and stuff came in, it all started with the staff. You know, it's just you can just feel the difference in the locker room and how more close and how bought in we are because we want to win a SEC championship. We want to, and we work every day like it. But you can just tell like the bonding and everybody together was it's just a different. I really words can't explain it, man, but it's just a different vibe when it comes to everything, and everybody is all one and bought in. It's just a different feel, man.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that impressed us about the bowl game that we talked about on here is y'all very well could have went into that game and just coasted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kansas was the one that was like y'all the year before, hadn't been in a bowl game in a while. They had all the intangibles, if you will, you know, all the things that could motivate them to get up for that game. And y'all kept a great attitude. And like you said, you know, you had all those people that wasn't there, but you said, hey, forget them. We got the people that are here now. Right. And we're going to ride with the ones that are on this bus, on this, you know, that are rocking with us right now. And we're going to win this game. And that's what you did. Mm-hmm. And that team, you know, that they had their quarterback that had them 6-0. You know, that was the, you know, they were healthy against y'all. They wasn't, right. You know, I know they went on a little losing streak toward the end of the season, but that was after he had gotten hurt, you know. And so I think like you said, I think it did start with the bowl game. And so to me, that gives me, you know, just from the outside looking in, I'm seeing the same things that what you're saying. It makes sense. So that's great, man. And we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to next year. And we're looking for some good things out of you, man. I want to see you terrorizing some quarterbacks and making some of those fat offensive linemen get on their heels a little bit.
No, I have to ask. I ask pretty much everybody that comes on here this, before we let you go. So game day, what is because every athlete's got a ritual. You get to the stadium, you've got something you got to do. What I would do, I would get my portable CD player. Yes, that's how old I am. And I put it on, and I had a burned CD of Triple H's Interest Music, the game. It was time to play the game. And I'd walk from end zone to end zone, and that'd be my ritual. That's what I would do. And then I'd go stand on the sidelines all pumped up. But so what is your game day ritual? What do you have to do?
Man, okay, so I can get from start to finish. I have to wake up, pregame meal. Fast forward, we get to the stadium. I got the music pumping. At high school, I used to watch movies on the way to away games, and then once we get off the bus, that's when I start like turning up and stuff like that. But I listen to a lot of old school rap, man. So I'll play a whole bunch of Tupac, majority, you name it, man. I listen to them. But
who else, like old school? Who else old school you listen to?
Man, I can show you, man. I can tell you, man. Little game room. But old school, man. I'll probably listen to a lot of Tupac. A lot because my dad is really not an old head, but my dad's like 62. So I was introduced to a lot of this stuff. So like, let me see how I flip the camera. So got a whole lot of like old school type deals over here, man.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, Dr. Dre, The Chronic. Yeah.
Then you got a picture. You know the picture known about Johnny Cash when he was I think in Nashville and you know what I'm saying, did the finger. I got that in there too because I like a little.
That was at Folsom Prison.
Ah, gotcha. But yeah,
when they were filming him, recording that show, that was someone said, "Hey Johnny, let me take a picture," and he went to take a picture and he did that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
where I live at's like 20 miles from where Johnny Cash was born.
Okay, cool.
But down here in South Arkansas, yeah. Well, yeah, that's what, you know, I'm 46, so I grew up on, like, I remember when Dr. Dre The Chronic came out, dude. That was I was bumping that
I
in
can
my
name
truck.
a couple songs off the Chronic. Let's see. You got the next episode. You got Forget About Dre.
Yeah.
You got what other songs? Chronic, man. The Chronic. Explosive.
Yeah.
Yeah, just it's a lot of
anyway, all that stuff. Yeah.
No, it just
anyway. Go ahead. Sorry. What else do you do after that?
NWA is like the Beatles of rap music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they all went off to be so. I mean, you had so many guys that were just huge.
Oh
yeah.
With Ice Cube and Dr. Dre.
Yep. So what else do you do after that? You listen to music? Anything else?
Listen to music. I listen to music by the time because we're walking the field, got off the bus, do the little hog walk. I make sure I say what's up to my family or my girlfriend, whoever's there, and then go in the locker room. We drop our stuff off. We do a little walk. We walk the field for like 5 minutes. Then we come back in, and then it's now officially time to lock in. If my teammates are not playing music in the locker room, then I have it pumping in my headphones while I'm getting dressed and stuff like that, get taped. And then I make sure before every game I put like a towel over my head and say a prayer, a quick prayer, because when we run out the A and everybody's in the end zone kneeling and stuff, I'll say another quick prayer. And by that time, it's game time, so I'm ready to get it on.
So you wear number 5. Have you been mistaken for Darren McFadden yet?
I wish. more of Rocket Sanders, but I wish.
You like to be mistaken for some of the millions he got playing in the NFL, right? Yeah.
Man, I wish.
Get some of those contracts. Mm-hmm. Now, what kind of hobbies do you got? Anything you like to do outside of football?
A little free time I get, I either like to cook or play the game or just chill out, honestly.
Gotcha. Well, we got to get you hunting, man. We need to. We got to get you hooked up with somebody to take you out doing a little deer hunting. If Traylon Burks was still there, y'all could go hog hunting with a pocket knife.
Yeah, now that's a whole different type of guy when it comes to hunting, man. I think what game was that we had beat somebody? I think it was LSU. The next day he went back home to Warren and killed the deer.
Yeah,
he posted it all on social media. I was like, man, yeah, that's all right.
He was a different dude, man. He was different. He was cool though. Yeah. Well, man, we appreciate you, Cam, for sure being on here, dude. It was a great conversation, and I hope you enjoyed your time on here. And folks, like and share this podcast. Let other people know about it. Check it out on YouTube, on where else we at? Google,
Spotify, Plenty of Fish,
Amazon.
They were on Tinder,
Apple Podcast. Yeah, we're
no. Hey, and I know, Cam, you've said this, and I've tell everybody this. I know Missouri's a whole thing, and but the state farm battle line rivalry doesn't make any sense for Arkansas, Missouri. It needs to be the farmers only battle line rivalry. It is the only logical sponsor is the farmers dating site for the Arkansas Missouri game.
I got you.
Farmers only.
Tell Yurchek that.
That's right.
Tell him Big C from the Big C Bigger T podcast has dozens of listeners, is demanding the sponsor be changed.
That's right.
Yeah.
It won't do any good, but at least we tried.
Cam, I'm about to stop recording, but stay on here. We'll talk to you for a minute before we let you go, okay?
Okay.
But seriously, folks, thanks for watching. Cam, thank you so much, man. Have a blessed season, dude. Have a great spring practice. Hope things go well for you and the team. And we're excited to see y'all hit the field in the fall for sure.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it for having me, man.
Thanks, Cam. Clint.
Bye, everybody.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till my earth crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I swear when I work, my hands get